listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. We ready to do this thing, y'all. We get ready to do it because here in the H, it's hot. And it's about to get hotter, man. How you doing, Brad? How you feel, man?
I'm feeling good, Book.
No, you're supposed to say like a monster. Yeah. Hey,
why would
man.
I ever say that?
Hey, man,
I'm just kidding.
You ever seen the movie The Hulk?
Yes, I've seen the movie The Hulk.
Incredible Hulk is this scene when the guy get on the helicopter and he's getting ready to go fight the Hulk, and the brother across from him, and he asks him, "How you feeling, man?" And he look at him and he goes, and he's got his eyes all red. He goes, "Like a monster." That scene for me, man. You know me, man. I'm all about scenes, man.
Which Hulk was this though? There's like 7 Hulks. Which one was it?
Incredible Hulk, the real one. You know, with what's his name?
Who played Hulk?
What's his name, man? Skinny guy.
Edward Norton?
Ed Norton, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen that one in a minute. I'm gonna go back and watch.
That's my favorite one, man. That's my favorite Hulk. I mean, it was more real than all the rest of them, I guess. You know, and just the story too, and just some of the scenes like that one right there. You know, like a monster. Yeah, man. It just feel a certain way. Man. How you feeling, man? You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good, Book. You know why? I'll tell you why I feel good. Because this show, I think it is. I can say this for you. It's a highlight of the days that we do it. It's highlights of a week. Always love getting in here and laughing. And I'm always surprised by who listens to the show. You know what I mean? Somebody I might be in random, like for example, Alicia Fox. First thing she said is, "Oh, you're from the show. I watch you all the time. Y'all are awesome." Da, da, da. It's like, okay, that's cool. And then sometimes we talk about people on the show, you know, in a subject or something. We don't know that those people are actually listening to us as we're talking about them, right? Yeah. I got this sent to me from, I got an email from someone, and they left us a little voice message. There's somebody that we discussed on the show, and the day. No, I wish it was Lil Dang.
Oh, man, Lil Dang. If you out there, but you better hit me up, dog. I need to get you on the show. But go ahead.
But I thought I'd play it for us because it's about 30 seconds, and this person cut a little promo for us. But we just talked about them, so you have no idea what I'm talking about, right?
No, not at all.
You have no idea. So here's a clip, and I think people are going to get a kick out of this.
This is Dave Wills, the original crying wrestling fan, as seen on YouTube, Tosh Porto, and social media memes all across
just
the
wait
internet.
For the end here.
And you're listening right now to the Hall of Fame podcast with your host, Brad Gilmore, and 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, 35-time wrestling champion, and founder of Houston, Texas' own Reality of Wrestling, Booker T. Tune in now because the Hall of Fame podcast and Booker T are still real to me, damn it.
What up, Dave? Dave, they're still real to me, damn it.
Was that really him, man?
That's him, man.
Oh,
That's
man.
him.
Awesome, dog. That's so cool, dog.
He messaged me and said he listens to the show all the time, and it popped him huge that we were talking about him on the show recently.
That's so awesome, man. I swear to God, man. That's so freaking awesome, man. Big shout out, man. Big shout out. Thanks for listening to the show and being a part of it. Seriously.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Still
you know, one of the greatest lines in the history.
It is, man. I swear, man. I was just looking at that today. I swear to God, man. I'm still cracking up over it. But that's what wrestling is, man. That's what wrestling is. We embellish it and we go out and like I said, I know I've done some of the craziest stuff in the world, man, for this business because I love it, man. I love it so much. But man, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
The other cool thing that I saw in Hall of Fame fandom was our own, man, the greatest super chatter, no disrespect to everybody else, but the greatest super chatter in the history of the show, Cali Toenail, I think he was in Italy.
I saw that. And he was repping.
He had the ship shirt on.
He had the ship shirt on, representing. I saw him stretching, doing something. I'm like, what is Cali Toenail doing? You know, maybe that was the week that we missed him on the show for like a week.
We did.
You
And
know,
he
so,
was out there taking pictures in Italy.
nah, man, but that's cool, man. You gotta live life. Live this life, man. If you get a chance to travel, do it, man. That's been my greatest education. I remember my first trip to Japan, and I had never been out of the state of Texas other than going to Louisiana, where I was from, a little place called Plain Dealing. That's it. And I'm on a 15-hour flight to Japan, and I got there, man. I got a chance to see the culture and how those people lived. I was like, wow, man, this is so freaking cool, man. This is so freaking cool. And it was refreshing in so many words. So definitely, if you get a chance to see it, travel, live life, do it.
Yeah, definitely. And Cali was living it up, man.
Big time.
I don't know, how Cali finagled that ticket over to Italy. I'm sure it's not cheap, man. So Cali a big baller, man.
Hey,
Cali
man.
baller brand.
Hey, man, he's the number one, super chatter. I mean, come on. I mean, that kind of stuff don't happen by accident. You know what I mean? Seriously, so you don't slip on the banana. It's not by osmosis or anything. You got to be out there hustling, baby.
Cali said he wasn't stretching. He was getting ready to do the spinneroonie.
He better stretch for about 3 more hours.
What? Hey, man, I'm sure you're feeling good today. I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff going on with reality wrestling, and also I saw, man, the number for NXT, man, was up high this week. 750,000.
Rey Mysterio's little boy came in and did the deal. His name is Little Dum Dum Mysterio. And I tell you, man, Dominic has come so far, bro. He's come so far. He's matured into such a young man, such a performer in that square circle, bro. I mean, I said something on NXT. I say he's nothing like the old man, but he's just like the old man at the same time. And it's kind of hard to feel where I'm coming from on that, man. But that dude is going to be around for a long time, and he's going to be doing it at a high level for a long time. And what happened at NXT on Tuesday night was it was great. It was great. It was great. It was the right call, and to see the numbers go up, to see the numbers go up on NXT doing something like this, I think it's pretty cool. It's a great idea.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic idea to put them on. It's just going to raise the it does several things. It raises the presence of the North American Championship, right? Because they're going to see it now on Raw and SmackDown. People who don't typically watch NXT are going to go, "What's that title? Oh, Dom. Okay, cool." And then they get that. It also adds on to the storyline for the Judgment Day. Now you got Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. You got Mommy with the Women's World Heavyweight title. Then you got Dom Dom with the NXT North American Championship. No gold for Finn Balor.
But he's on the hunt, though. He's on the hunt.
He's on the hunt now to a SummerSlam. It's going to be him and Seth. So, again, the Judgment Day firing all cylinders. And for Dominic, it's good for him. It's good for NXT. It's good for Wes Lee. It's good for everybody for him to win that title, man.
Well, it wasn't good for Wes Lee.
Well, not now. No. It's going to be great for Wes Lee because you know what? When he beats Dom, he'll be a 2-time.
That's what stories are all about. That's what great stories are made of. So I mean, he's definitely right now thinking about getting the championship back. And Wes Lee, such a performer, man. That dude is extraordinary talent. I mean, Wes Lee, he's a guy that he did. I'm gonna tell you, Wes Lee didn't have my vote when I first came to NXT.
Why is that?
Well, he just wasn't a guy on my radar or anything like that. I just thought he was a one-dimensional guy that was going to go out there and do flips, and pretty much that was it. But Wes Lee, you could tell Wes Lee been in a fight before. You could tell he's been in a couple of scraps, and his performance definitely tells me that. So when he goes out and do it the way he's done it over these last 3, 4, 5 months, good God, man, he's been delivering some of the most awesome performances. So I give Wes Lee top-notch dude in NXT, seriously.
Yeah, I'm with you. And you know what? Honestly, I hate to even say this, but a lot of the young talent that was on NXT, to me, it's like I got to watch and see if it's more than just like you said, more than the flip guys. And the thing is, when they come in, that's might be how they start. But being able to develop the character over time, there's been guys on that show that I've seen in real time improve on their character over the last 3, 4, 5 months. Like in real time, week to week, you see the progress, and that's what NXT is supposed to be. But Wesley's one of those guys. He seems comfortable on a microphone. He's comfortable in front of the crowd, and he can go out there and tell a story in the ring with some crazy athleticism.
Yep. But we got to take a quick break, guys. We got a whole lot to talk about, guys. You better stick around if you want to hear this breaking news coming up soon as we get back. Stick around. Back in a minute.
Will Allday versus Cameron Cole. Texas champion versus Reality of Wrestling champion. Years in the making. Ex-best friend versus ex-best friend. I know what I'm getting into. I know you're one of the most exciting, high-flying wrestlers in the business today. And for every punch you have, Will, I know the counter punch. Long ago, the years where we used to train together, and I remember every move. I remember everything in your arsenal, Will. So what is it gonna take? You see, for me, I'll do whatever it takes, and you're gonna find that out, Will.
Will Allday versus Cam Cole once again. But this time it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be best friend versus best friend now. It's not gonna be me looking in your eyes knowing that at the end of this, we just wanna see who the better man is. Yeah, let's talk about that match. And Cam, I knew getting into the ring with you then, how good you were. Cam, I know now that you're even more dangerous. But Cam, you strayed. Ever since you and I faced in that last match, a year ago, something changed. And you started walking down this dark path where you would do anything to win, Cam. And you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like weakness.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Shub! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, along with my man Brad Gilmore. I told you guys I had some big news going down. Before I get to that big news, something I definitely want to talk to you guys about going down in Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, July 29th, live only on pay-per-view. Welterweight championships will be on the line. I'm talking about unified championships will be on the line. I'm talking about Errol, Spence Jr., WBA, WBC, and the IBF champion will be taking on the WBO champion, Terence Crawford from Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, Texas, Omaha. This is going to be good, guys. It's going down. I just want to get that out there. But the one fight I want to talk about that's been canceled. Booker T versus Ryback.
It's canceled?
It's canceled.
Wait, why is it canceled? You just put the green light out a couple days ago.
Green light out, but I was listening to Ryback talk, and he said he wanted to get paid for the fight.
Okay.
So he want, somebody to set it up and he'll fight me and it'll be Ryback versus WWE and I represent WWE. I don't know where WWE came into this. Is this supposed to be between Ryback and I? It's supposed to be mano a mano, like it's supposed to used to be back in the day. I'm talking about two gunslingers back to back, 10 paces, turn, bing, bing. I thought it was going to be something like that. But now, he's talking about, he has to get paid, and this, that, whatnot, and the other. I ain't got time to go train for a fight. I was looking for a 1 minute knockdown drag out. And then guys pull us apart. You know what I'm saying? What of those? But no, the fight's off. But July 29th, Crawford, Spence is going to be on, and Brad and I, we will be inside. That's what I think that's why my juices are flowing, as far as what, talking about fight. Because this fight right here, guys, this is like Hagler Hearns. This is like Leonard Hagler, Duran Leonard. This is like throwback to that era for me because I grew up. I love watching those guys go out there and mix it up in that era, because the middleweight, welterweight guys, they were so ambitious about who was the actual top dog. Was it Marvin Hagler? Was it Roberto Duran? Was it Sugar Ray Leonard? Was it the Hitman Tommy Hearns? And those guys are willing to get in there and mix it up. I remember when it finally happened. Sugar Ray Leonard, when he finally said he's going to put his name on the contract on the dotted line to fight Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the world was so highly anticipated, waiting on that fight. And for me, as a young little boy, I was highly anticipating it. And I tell you, it lived up to the billing, because everybody thought Marvin was going to go out there and pretty much destroy Sugar Ray Leonard. But Sugar had the sugar that night, man. I'm talking about his legs. He was fast. He was quick. He looked good. He was pretty. Everything worked out. And I tell you, when he got that decision, Marvin Hagler left the country and never came back.
Well, we're going to find out what's going to happen between Spence and Crawford in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey, like I said, that's why my juice is flowing, I think.
I mean, you're hyped up, Book. You're hyped up.
Yeah.
I am a little disappointed, I'll be honest with you, because, it just seems like every time, and you know what? Look, I'm just a journalist. I'm just pointing out what I see, right? An invite goes out to Ryback initially for the show. Then he comes back with, well, before I do that, I got to get this. Conditions. Then he's like, I want to fight Booker T. He uses the P word. He uses the B word. And by the way, I even saw a video of Ryback saying that he would never even say words like that because he's not a disrespectful person. But that's neither here nor there. But he says all these things, and he says, I want to fight with Booker T. Booker T says, let's fight. And then it's like, well, I want conditions. It has to be exactly a certain way. So I'm a little bit disappointed in the big guy.
You know what? I'm disappointed in the big guy too. I'm serious, man. Because and the thing he says, he's not going to, I said on site, he says he's not going to see me or anything like that, for 8 months maybe or so. And look, I don't care if it's a year from now. I don't care if it's 2 years from now. It could be any time. And I get invited to these events. What is he saying? He don't get invited to most of these big events?
I guess not. I don't know.
You know why? It's a reason why. And I'm going to just leave it at this, because he sucks. That's as deep as I'm going to get.
All right. You know what? We're going to end it there then. Okay.
Yeah.
Quote it. Put it out there.
Put that out there. And the invitation for on site is still, it's still out there. I'm not going to rescind that. If you could put it out there, like I said, on your little site, on your little YouTube channel or whatever you got, and say that, you don't mind that happening, just so, like I say, I won't get sued or anything like that. I'll show you, what kind of little B I really am. So
all right.
Let's just leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. Well, hey, Book.
Some good news out there in the world.
Talk about it.
No. It's some great news. Like I say, for me and you, going to Vegas in a couple of weeks. I'm so geared up to getting back in action.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. But like you say, the numbers on NXT are up. Let's talk about the numbers. What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. Well, I think it again. We talked about this with Seth Rollins when he came and did the World Heavyweight Championship match on the show. I mean, I think y'all were close to 1 million almost that night, like 900-something thousand. This definitely shows that the idea that we heard from Nick Khan a few weeks ago, where he was talking about treating NXT as a third brand and having talent who might be considered main roster coming and doing more shots on it. I feel like every week now there's like another name on the show. Which can only help. I mean, y'all are NXT's putting a lot of stock back in Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf.
I really like that too, man. I really do. I'm serious. I really like the vignette.
The vignette was cool.
Baron, it really puts him in a different light. I think on the main roster, sometimes, man, you can get stuck in a rut and find those moments to where I hate this term right here, but we ain't got nothing for you. You know what I mean? When you start hearing that, it's a problem. So for Now, for Baron Corbin to be back in NXT, to be able to reinvent himself all over again, those packages, man, they go a long way. And for me, I've always been a Baron Corbin fan. Always been, just because he's been that heel's heel for me. He hasn't been the guy that wanted to get any fanfare being a heel. He's always just tried to play his role and play that role to the best of his ability. Going through the character changes, you know what, that could be a detriment sometimes. You know, going from that lone wolf character and then end up being Happy Gilmore. Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin. It's all right. You mixed it up. It's all good.
You know what I mean? I tried to do that on purpose.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Like I say, it can water things down a little bit. I think the lone wolf character, especially on NXT, being back on NXT where it started all over again, where it originated, I love the idea. And I think that's the one thing that could definitely push that number, in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that Baron Corbin having kind of the I agree with you about him always being the guy who never seemed like he was trying to sell t-shirts or get a catchphrase over it. He was trying to be a heel, trying to make and they did a really good job of him for a while, protecting his finish. Nobody would kick out of his finish for a while until Drew did it at WrestleMania 38. So they did a lot of good with him. Now, going back to the Judgment Day thing, this is an article that came out from PW Insider Elite that said WWE was overjoyed with the Judgment Day's appearance on NXT and credits them with helping the boost in ratings. As Mysterio is the North American champion, he'll be bringing the title belt to Raw. According to the report, we are told that currently there are plans in place for at least the next month, possibly longer, for members of the Judgment Day to appear regularly on NXT TV, as well as beyond the 2023 Great American Bash Premium Live event. Mysterio is set to face Mustafa Ali at the Great American Bash at the HEB Center at the end of the month.
I love it, man. I love it. One thing about even though Judgment Day been doing a hell of a lot, on the main roster, it's still one of those things to where everybody can't be getting a piece of the action all at one time, and to be able to move pieces around like this, moving somebody down to NXT for a second, knowing where they are, just because I think you can move someone like Dominic in that position, just because, man, he's like more over than anybody on the show. He's got like Vicky Guerrero heat, back in the day. Crazy. I'm serious, you know what I mean? So I like the idea. I like the juggling around, but we got to take a break. I know you got a whole lot you want to talk about.
It's all right. We got super chats too.
Super chatters, we got everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
To the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. You were just talking a little everything, sports and entertainment, boxing, because Brad and I will be out in Vegas on July 29th at the T-Mobile Arena. It will be live only on pay-per-view. Errol Spence Jr. taking on Terence Crawford for the Unified Championships, the WBA, WBC, and the IBF. Oh, yeah, and the WBO as well. Throw it in there, your ticket.
You remember we were there in Vegas the last time, and they had a little sheet of phrases, which was great to have, but they had a sheet of phrases you could say. It was like
What?
the road to the throne is long. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to give a big shout out to Whitney Collectibles. They sent me a message because they heard us doing the Macho Man impression, and I said I bought the rap album. I bought the Macho Man album. I don't know if you saw this, but they messaged me and they're like, "Hey, if you send us the album in the mail, the CD, we'll frame it for you and send it back to you." And so I have it now here on the wall right there. They framed the Macho Man rap album for me. But we do have a ton of super chats. But the thing I wanted to say beforehand was you can find it in the archives. There were it must have been it was several months ago now when they kicked Edge out of the Judgment Day shortly after WrestleMania 38.
Yeah.
They kicked him out of the Judgment Day once they all kind of got together.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember I was very cold on the idea. Do you remember this? I said, this is not the way to go. You're trying to build this group up, and now you have the main guy of the group. He's kicked out and he's off TV. What is this going to do for the rest of these guys?
Right.
And you were more positive on it. And it turns out that they've done a pretty good job.
That is.
Finn had a Hell in a Cell with Edge at WrestleMania. Is going to work for the world title at SummerSlam.
Not just that. Finn has been doing his best work since coming to the WWE, since joining the Judgment Day. And that's what I'm talking about, the Demon and all that other stuff that he did before joining Judgment Day. This is the best version of Finn Balor that we've seen in the WWE. A light switch went off. That's what happened. The light switch went off. He figured it out, and this is the main result of it. I'm gonna tell you, dog. I know. Look here. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to stuff like this. And I saw when Edge went out that it was a door just open for someone, and it was just who's going to slip in there and take advantage of it. You got a quote from me or something you want to play from back then?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I wish I had it. I wish I had it up.
No.
I probably do, actually. I probably could find it.
Because I know a lot of times, people look at it, from a fan perspective, and they think, you know what I mean? I hate that because of such and such and such and such. I get it, especially with Edge being the guy, the Hall of Famer, the guy who put the thing together, and then all of a sudden, it implodes and he leaves, opposed to somebody else. There's no way this thing's going to work. It's like the New Day. New Day figured it out, once they got put in the position, they figured it out, and they became, the fan favorites for umpteenth years. You know what I mean? So you got to know how to do that. And I tell you, man, like I say, this for me, maybe not everybody else, because a lot of people like guys that go out and flip around, and he was one of those guys, and jump off stuff, but for me, this is the best version of Finn Balor since he's come to WWE. Seriously.
It is a really good version of Finn, and I agree with you. I think it could very well be the best that we've ever seen out of him since coming to WWE. And it's the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that he's been a heel.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time that he was a heel. And maybe sometimes, just flipping that switch and showing a different side of yourself can help you tap into more of something that you need. I guess here'd be a question for you. Do you develop your character skills more as a babyface or more as a heel? Or is there a difference?
There's a difference, but it's a hard question to answer. But the one thing I always thought about when I was a heel and when I was a babyface, certain things I just would not change at all. I would do it the same exact way that I would do it as a heel, as a babyface, like actually being in the fight. Only thing, as a babyface, I would always just make sure I waited for the heel to initiate the fight. I'm going to be doing film study tonight, and we talked about the Macho Man and Savage right now, and he's actually going to be highlighted tonight in film study against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and it's not the match that everybody think it is. It's a match from I don't know, I don't even know where they were, but such an awesome match at the end of it. Macho Man got disqualified. He came off the top rope with the ring bell, bang to Steamboat's throat, and Steamboat, like his larynx was, crushed, and we're going to be highlighting, the artistry of the heel and the baby face and everything that Steamboat did to really highlight that match and really highlight being a baby face and still highlight being in the action of everything, but still staying a baby face throughout the whole time until. So, yeah. So that's the art, man. That's the art. I better make sure I get a couple of people this link too, because they're going to be mad at me if I don't send it out.
Make sure you get it to them, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my question was for that because I just feel like when you're a heel, you can color outside the lines a little bit more and you can try stuff.
I tell you what, I can tell you this. It's best to start out as a heel.
Okay, why is that?
Well, just because you're working a baby face and you get in, you're having a chance to actually see everything a baby face does, because one day you are going to turn into a baby face, and then when you finally turn, you're going to know exactly, what to do. You know what I mean? So to be able to go out there and guide that baby face is very, very important from a heel perspective. So I think starting out as a heel may be better for, it's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Okay. I know we got some super chats. I know we got super chats, man. We only got another segment. We better get to those super chats.
All right, we'll get to them now.
Super chat.
This from Loso Dolo. I think Wes Lee has outgrown the North American title. Do you think it's time for him to move to the top of the card?
I don't think Wes Lee has outgrown the North American Championship at all. I mean, he's only had it for a few months.
Right.
So, I mean, if that's outgrowing something, no, he's a young guy. It's a lot of growth. What does Wesley go from here? Where does he go? He go and beat Carmelo Hayes. He go and beat Braun Breaker. I mean, I can see that. It's not that can't happen. But you got Dragunov in the pitch. You got so many moving parts. For me, Wesley in the North American Championship is synonymous. I said it. Wesley could possibly be the greatest North American champion in NXT's history. And to win it again, to win it one more time on top of that, to be able to solidify himself before he actually make it to the main roster by having some notches on his belt. I mean, come on. Before I won the world title, man, I had so many titles under my belt before I won the world title. So many, you know. So, and now it's not like that. Just think about it. It's not like that. But for Wesley, somewhat similar to Booker T, tag team champion, now singles champion. He go on to be the NXT champion. He move to the main roster. You never know.
You never know, man. And I think that I agree with you. I don't feel like he's moved past that particular spot yet. And I mean, he obviously his goal is to progress past the North American title, and I'm sure he will. But yeah, we don't need to rush this thing, man. Let this thing marinate.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Here's my guy, Cali Toenail.
And if you find the tenderoni that is right for you.
He said, BT Boat.
What up,
good to be back like Bobby Lashley. I'm excited to see what he's doing with the Profits. Could we be seeing a new faction forming?
Yeah, man. If anybody needs to turn heel, it's the
Profits.
Street Profits. Street Profits turn heel, man. We got something, man. We got a bowl of gumbo cooking, Louisiana style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see that working out just fine as far as the new Hurt Club 101, 2.0.
Hurt Business.
Yeah. Hurt Club. The same thing. Hurt Business. No, they changed the name. Hurt Club.
Hurt Club.
It's like the Bullet Club, These clubs, people want clubs these days. So, the Hurt Club.
It's all about the club.
It's all about the club, brother. Put them in the Hurt Club and put them together and stick them out there and let them run.
I still Like everything's taped on social media nowadays, and I wish Macho was around for the social media era. I wish I could have
Yeah.
I wish I could have had a camera backstage when they're about to do the thing with him and Jake the Snake, and the cobra is gonna bite Macho. You've heard this story, and Macho asked Jake backstage, "Oh, it's been devenomized, hasn't it?" And Jake's like, "Yeah, it's been devenomized. All right, let it bite you first. Let me see it bite you. Yeah." And then it bites. Jake lets it bite him. He goes, "Okay, now just sit here and wait. Let's just wait this thing out." I wish I could have seen that in person. That's the best wrestling moment we've never seen on television.
God, man. No, but back to the faction, man. It might turn out to be a great faction. We got to take a break. These segments go too quick. I have to do a couple extra segments just for keepsake. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Shoop! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We just rolling. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, along with my man Brad Gilmore. Brad been getting a lot of press lately, man. Brad, everybody knows Brad Gilmore lately.
Oh yeah,
He's been popping up on the screen lately. I've been noticing that. So big ups, man. Big ups. Get your props, man. Take your flowers when you can get them. But
I appreciate that, bro.
Let's keep the super chat line rolling.
Let's see. Our next one here is from Scott Bot.
Super chat.
Hey guys, love all your work, Book, but my favorite version of you was WCW 2000. Seemed like the real Booker you'd run into on the street.
I'm still that same guy, but 2000 was a year for me that I was growing. I was a young guy growing into, trying to become the best, at my craft. And 2000 was that year where I was really beginning to break out and get those opportunities that has catapulted me to this guy that you see before you today, So, yeah. I wouldn't be the guy I am today if it wasn't for those moments and those memories back in 2000 and earlier.
And I think also, like, who's your favorite version of a character has a lot to do with like when you first started watching wrestling. Like, I almost guarantee, Scott, you probably started watching around 99, 2000, 98, somewhere around there. Because for me, when I think of my favorite version of any of the characters, it was like the guys in the Attitude Era. Like whoever you were in 2002, 2001, that's my favorite version. I like the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chris Jericho. I like the Brahma Bull version of The Rock.
Yeah.
I like Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, those things. Whoever you were at the time. The Ministry Undertaker.
Yeah.
American Badass.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? James Weston is a new channel member.
Oh yeah, what up, James? Welcome to the show, baby.
I appreciate it, James. Big Breezo, I'm excited for Dragunov versus Carmelo.
I'm really excited about that one because I've been seeing Dragunov is like one big win away from being the guy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, don't nobody work harder than Ilya the Mad Dragon Dragunov. Nobody. That dude is a hard worker. He's a hell of a talent. And I see him moving to the next level relatively quickly.
Oh, yeah. No, I like Dragunov too. And that's another guy, I'll be honest, when I first saw him, I was like,
I said something about Dragunov I want to take back. We was talking about, I think Dragunov moving to the main roster and taking on Gunther. And I was like, man, I don't know, man. Gunther might be a little bit too much for Dragunov. But I'm going to tell you right now, that dude, he's the type that he could work up to whoever level he's put in the ring with. That's what I noticed about Dragunov. Special talent.
Let me ask you this. Speaking of Carmelo, how much longer should he and Trick be a twosome?
Trick, need to be covered right now, and it's good. Trick is in this duo with Carmelo, Trick and Mello game. I like that just because Trick has a lot of growth as well, as far as before you really want to get him in the ring and let him really start flying on his own. So for me, being in a tag team definitely gave cover. For so many years. And then when I broke out from it, I was 100% ready. That's why I say that kind of stuff.
No, I feel you. I just, seeing Trick in person at Row, you realize he's pretty big.
Oh, he's got all the tools. He checks off every box.
Every box, man. Yeah. Like, I don't want to put too much on him and speak too far in advance, but like major titles, I can see in this guy's future. You know what I mean? I really can.
No, I'm serious. I mean, just give him
jacked. Time. Good-looking cat, a lot of personality, athletic.
He's got everything.
All right, this next one might be a little bit difficult. We actually might get into a little bit of argument about this one. We'll see. Maybe we won't.
Super chat.
Mike Edwards. What's up, guys? I had a debate with my friends that almost had furniture moving. Who has the best frog splash? Eddie Guerrero, Rob Van Dam, or Montez Ford? Give you the floor here, Book.
That's a hard shot. I mean, Montez get the highest.
He gets the highest. From the athletic standpoint, he gets the highest.
But Eddie was more precise. Execution was like, I'm trying to get to my point. I ain't trying to go up here and do nothing fancy. I'm trying to hit this spot and get it over with and get the 1, 2, 3. All right. RVD was like radical because he could jump up and turn sideways and come down. He'd jump up and go all the way 180 and catch the guy. So I just think it's a preference, you know what I mean? And it's hard to say who did it better.
What's your preference?
Well, RVD, I like the radicalness of the way Rob did it, to be honest.
And then you know what? You actually broke that down so great because I do agree with you. If you want to talk about like the most athletic, like impressive from the back row, did you see how high that guy jumped? It is Montez. If you want to talk about what I loved about Rob's was not only that he would turn, that first of all, Rob could reach you pretty far. He wherever you were, he would find you and he would alter his body to make it look great. And what I loved about Rob's is he sold it after. Because when you think about it, he's full extension. Your rib cage is coming down on the other guy's sternum, right? That's not going to feel great. So he would always sell it. He'd grab the ribs for a half second before he'd go for the cover. Loved it. But I think Eddie Guerrero has the best frog splash ever.
I'm not going to sit here and say, Eddie didn't have the best one. I'm not going to.
No, I know it's
preference. That's why I say, Eddie was more precise. Eddie was about getting up there and hitting his points. He was almost like a diver, you know what I mean? Trying to get when he landed it, the way he would tuck, the way he would, hold his knees and everything. He was looking for that perfect 10, so that Rob didn't care if he got a 6.
As long as he made contact.
It didn't look good. You know what I mean? Looking good is, there again, it's relative. Let's keep it rolling.
Well, that is, I believe, our last super chat here. No, we have another one. This is from Elijah Vin, who says, "Hey, Book, I know this is off topic, but I wanted to ask, how do you get sponsors like WWE or whoever to do sponsor concerts for Autism Awareness Month? I ask because that's what I'm trying to do." I don't know how you go about that, to be honest with you.
That's a really, really hard question, to be honest.
I guess you go through their corporate rep. Go to their corporate website.
Have to be something like that. I wouldn't have the slightest idea of how you get something like that. I wish I could help you out and be able to point you in the right direction on something like that. But I've never tried to get any sponsorship from WWE myself, and I've been having a wrestling company now for almost 20 years, and I just never thought about going that route. Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Maybe you should, but who knows? Elijah, if we could be more help, brother, we would. Absolutely. But I don't know. Let me ask you this, Book. What is your favorite finishing move off the top rope to see? Is it the frog splash? Did you like the elbow drop off the top? I know you had the Harlem Hangover. Is there like a certain off the rope move that you think is the coolest? There's the shooting star press, which is a great looking finish.
I like all that stuff, man. I mean, it's moves there again are just moves. I give me a great standing giant suplex off the top rope any day of the week. I'm happy. I'm like, the video game, stuff. When I see a giant suplex off the top rope, it's. I mean, of course, the 450s and all of that stuff.
450. That's impressive.
All that stuff is beautiful.
Moonsault.
I guess moonsault really is the one move that I think captured me more than anything because I remember Chavo Guerrero was like the first person I saw do it. But the guy would be standing, and then Great Muta, when he came, and the way he would do it, it had some snap to it, So I don't know, what I mean? I'm not a big top rope fan myself. I'm not a big diver and jumping off stuff guy myself.
Yeah, the moonsault, and you know what? Even though it didn't always hit like perfectly, I always liked Lita's moonsault because her head came about 6 inches from the mat, right? Yeah, and it looked like I was just as concerned for her safety as I was her opponent's. But for something about that made the move look so much more dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She had a great one. And then there's some people who like Brock, when he did that shooting star. I don't know if I've ever asked you about that. Have I? What we were talked about? Do you remember the night when Brock hit the shooting star at WrestleMania? That was 19. Did you? Do you remember the scene?
I worked that night. Yeah. I mean, it was something that Brock had did before. So
yeah,
when he didn't land it, it was like whoa, And then it's one of those things too when you think in hindsight, you go, man, he shouldn't have never been doing that anyway, But he's a big guy, he's young, athletic, it's one of those type of deals, you gotta let a horse run sometime.
Yeah, but I mean, just what a landing, man.
Yeah,
what a landing on that one. But I think those are all our super chats for the day. We're gonna be back next week. We should be in a different time zone, so you have to stay abreast to our social media to know exactly when we're going live.
We're going to be in Vegas, guys. We're going to be in Vegas for that welterweight extravaganza, unified championships on the line, WBA, WBC, and the IBF. Also, the WBO championship, Crawford versus Spence going down July 29th at T-Mobile Arena, live on pay-per-view. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out because it's going to be on. It's going to be hot. And guess who's going to be in the building? Me and my man, Brad Gilmore. So, guys, say tune in. Like Roddy Piper said, be there or be square. Hey guys, we all at you. Brandon, as always, appreciate you for all the hard work. Guys, next week we out.